Okay, so it's recording. I'm going to go over this as quick as possible. This is for the people who are missing this class, which there's a lot of people. So get out your worksheet packet. Remember, everything needs an answer. It does not have to be in full sentences, but you need an answer. Okay, so what we're doing this class is we're going over this. We're working in pairs to look at 13 cards. So we have a card sort lab. You read the card. You look at the two organisms. Up here. You have to tell me which organism benefits, suffer, nothing, what the other organism does, and then you come up with the relationship. So the relationships that we went over are when both benefit, this is mutualism. Okay? When there's a benefit suffer, it's parasitism. When you have a benefit and then the other organism, it'll say is not affected, does not even know, unharmed, that's commensalism. Now, those are the only three symbiotic relationships. The other vocab words they throw in are predation, which is one benefits but the other one dies. This is not a true symbiotic relationship because they don't truly just have a relationship. They don't interact with each other. They're just food chain. And then the last is competition, where both suffer because they are constantly competing. Okay, so first guided question on the front page. Why is mutualism an example of symbiosis? Pretty much why is anything an example of symbiosis, but in mutualism, what would you say?
Have a relationship.
They have a relationship and they both benefit. Okay, because remember, symbiosis, two organisms of different species having a relationship or an association with each other. Okay, next one. Next guided question. Why is the relationship between the Texas blind snake and the eastern screech owl considered mutualism?
They both benefit.
Both benefit. You could be more specific and say, the snake benefits this way, the screech owl benefits this way, but they both benefit. Okay, next one. What type of relationship exists in commensalism? Remember I said co, C to the O, so it's a plus to the O. Plus means what? One benefits and 1 0, nothing happens. So benefit and nothing happens. Next one. Which organism benefits in the egret-cattle relationship? Egret, because it gets food. Good. Cattle is 0 unaffected. Okay, what is parasitism? One benefits and one benefits, one's harm. I don't even care if you just do a plus and a minus. That's how chill this symbiosis is. Yeah.
I wonder if you could put the organism feeds off its host. What?
That is true in parasitism. So the parasite benefits and the host suffers. You're absolutely right. That's a good observation. Okay, next one. Up here. Up here. On page 273. So what two kinds of organisms are involved in predation? Predator, prey. Good. And last but not least, what is a pathogen? So any of these germs that cause this disease. Good. Okay, short answers.
This time, before I let you go,
Is it not recording?
I don't know if it is or not, but something popped up on the screen.
Okay, thank you so much.
I saw it and I was like, I don't want to.
No, I had to hurry up and charge. Okay. In which symbiotic relationship is one organism harmed?
Parasitism.
And it's just harmed, it doesn't say it's killed. Good. In which symbiotic relationship is one organism not affected? Commensalism, C to the O. Good. In which symbiotic relationship do both organisms benefit? Mutualism. Why do individuals and populations exhibit competition?
Because food and resources are not exactly abundant.
Limited resources. Good. So would you have to compete if there was enough of everything? No. Good. 5. Explain why a parasite usually does not kill its host.
Because the parasite eats them alive.
Well, then you don't have no more food.
They benefit from the host.
So tell me about the general size of a parasite in the parasitic. Good. So unlike a predator in predation, the parasite is usually very small. It does not cause that much harm at one single time, but over time it can kill you. But if it kills you over time, it's still parasitism. Because predation, true predation, you have a bigger predator. Okay, next one. So when you read the chart, and I think we even did these, number 1, W plus minus, parasitism, good. Number 2, 0 plus, commensalism, good. Number 3, plus plus, mutualism, and explain why Z cannot represent a symbiotic relationship.
Competition, no one benefits.
Good.
Long-term relationship.
Something has to benefit for it to be a symbiotic relationship that exists naturally. Okay. Whoop. Star test questions, or the star questions on the back. Okay. In a coral reef, the coral organisms provide a shelter for the algae. The algae carry out photosynthesis and then therefore provide food for the coral organisms. This symbiotic relationship is an example of mutualism, because when you list the two organisms, we're going to practice this today, when we list the two organisms, algae, coral organisms, they both benefit in this. Good. 2, this is a little bit weird one. A female wasp may lay eggs on a caterpillar. When the eggs hatch, the young wasps will eat the caterpillar. The symbiotic relationship in this example of
Predation.
So this is the weird thing. If it just was like this thing where like, oh, the wasp just lays the eggs on the back until they hatch. Okay, I would think it was maybe commensalism, because it was just, just laid on the back. The caterpillar's just doing its own thing. But then when it started saying it ate it, that was no longer parasitism. It's predation, even though it's a horrible example.
Well, they don't really feed off them. They just straight up eat them.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like in my mind, it doesn't seem like the eggs are a predator. They almost seem more like a parasite. But if they would word it for parasitism, I would think it would say they get nutrients from the caterpillar, eventually killing it. That would make it more like. Who's to say these eggs aren't huge? Yeah. Okay, 3, remora. Okay, guys, we already went over. The big shark in the remora is commensalism. Good. 4, a parasite is often a pathogen. What does a pathogen do? Cause disease. A. And number 5, a bird is eating a worm. The bird is an example of a predator. Okay, so this is what we're doing in this class, and I'm going to just summarize it for the people at home. So we're going to get into partners. We're going to go over 13 symbiosis cards, and we're going to say which relationship those are. Then we're going to, for the rest of the period, take a quiz, kind of like a practice for tomorrow. And then tomorrow, guys, if you are not here, I'll just have the test on Google Classroom. So tomorrow we are going to have a test on symbiosis and the systems. But instead of it being a whole, because remember, we didn't have a test on body systems. We didn't have a test on plant systems, and we're not going to have a big old test on symbiosis. I'm going to make it 15 questions. 5 on human body systems, 5 on plant systems, and 5 on symbiosis. It is only going to be 15 questions, but it is going to be tomorrow. Since it's only 15 questions, it's probably not going to take you but half class, so we'll study for half of the class, go over those quizzes from plant systems and animal systems, go over symbiosis, and then you'll take it tomorrow. So tomorrow, if you're not here, you have to check Google Classroom to take these things. If I get it posted, I'll try to open it at midnight if you would want to do it before school or before your physical class. But that's what we're doing tomorrow. Okay? Thank you.